story.
Maybe the best. When I was going through my notes, that was the bad cow chapter, right?
Cow, yeah.
And I was reading I was looking for the fight, and I got to there and I saw the bad cow. I was like, how the hell did that relate to the Vince thing? And then I had to go back and reread it. I was like, oh my god, it's a perfect correlation.
The chapter is called the Negro Casas Principle, aka the Bad Cow Incident. So
Hashtag bad cow.
Hashtag bad cow. So we'll leave it at that. That's one that I'm not going to tell you because that's a long, involved story and it's a great one, but it's much better to be read. But like I said, bad cow. If that doesn't intrigue you, I don't know what will. Listen, we don't know a thing that he said, but he said bad cows in the book, so we're going to buy it tomorrow.
We've got in just a second we're going to turn it over to audience Q&A, but there were a couple of things that I had to ask you before I did turn it over. First of all, what ultimately, if you had to, I know it's like picking one of your own children, but your favorite Van Damme movie, what's your go-to when you need a little bit of comfort?
I was never a huge Van Damme guy.
It was just the game? You just loved the game?
Yeah, I just, I liked Bloodsport because I actually saw that in the theater, but I remember the acting was so bad. I know, and I like bad movies, but his was beyond that. It was like, what are you going to do, call the cops? I was like, I can't even speak English, but it's not cool like Arnold. So I'm going to...
He was always the Pepsi to Arnold's Coke.
Yeah, I could say Predator, but he didn't last long in that either. So, the best Van Damme movie is the one where he had like a real bad... No, the one where he played twins. That one was awful.
Double
Trouble or something.
Yeah, Double Trouble. It was them of the Olsen twins, I believe. And it was Halloween themed.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's the best one. Yeah. And his last one, a buddy of mine on Twitter, I thought this was too great of a question and a great deep pull. He said, ask him to list 1,004 holds, not including the arm bar.
Nothing better than a quick question for the end of the
interview. So we'll count them off.
It's been a long time since I wrestled. It's been a few months. So I'm down to about 37 holds now.
Well, I was going to ask you, do you get a lot of those callbacks? And do you ever get tired of callbacks to maybe old jokes or old things that you've thrown out there that you've had in old promos from back in the day? No, do you love it?
No, I never get sick of hearing people tell me that they had something that I've done that they remember. You want to talk about the list of 1,004. That's a classic thing. But here's something interesting. Sometimes I forget the work that I've done. It's not any type of hit. It's just I've done so much stuff that day after day after day after day you forget.
Yeah.
So the other day with the Mayweather and McGregor fight, I remember that I had done Larry King with Mayweather years ago. So I wanted to see if I remember talking to somebody and I was like, hey, yeah, Mayweather's a cool guy. I did some press with him, and so I wanted to watch the interview. And then I see a picture of him and I in the ring together, and I'm like, I totally forgot that me and Mayweather had an in-ring confrontation exactly 8 years to the day of that fight, right? And we're faced, and I remember I watched it back, and I'm like, listen, little man, I will knock you out. And I text Vince the picture, and I said, why didn't you book Mayweather versus Jericho? We could have made $700 million.
You're this close. You're this close.
Zero recollection of it completely, even watching it back. So if people remember things that I've done and tell me, A, it's always appreciative. B, I love it because it helps me remember some of that stuff that kind of goes by the wayside.
Awesome. Well, credit given words due. At Jokerman Uno, shout out to Isaac for that one. I thought that was hilarious. Let's go ahead.